Dawn on MBC. My name is Oluwani Shola, and yes, indeed, again, we have another fantastic personality amidst us here in the studios. Mr. Smart Ajaja is our political analyst plus one today, and he and Prof will be, delving more into this huge, heated issue. First up, the removal, the expulsion of subsidy on PMS back at home in Nigeria. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Okay, so let's just get right into it. What do you think this move is a good move? Let me just make it simple.
Yeah.
Do you think this move is a good move, sir?
In the first place, I had always believed that there has not been any subsidy on oil in Nigeria.
Really?
Yes, and they talk about it. As far as I know,
they only talk about it.
They talk about it. It's non-existent. It's a scam that is benefiting a few fat cows that have turned it into a meal ticket, and they have been able to use it to hypnotize the people who believe them. There's never been any fuel subsidy in Nigeria. That's my take.
So, yeah, Prof, go ahead.
Yeah, that's always an interesting take, right? And you're not the first person that would say that. A lot of people actually do believe that. Even the president himself, when he was campaigning here, he did say that he needs a petroleum economist to come and explain to him what subsidy is. And he was obviously a one-time petroleum minister, so that was kind of surprising. But now that it has happened, even though you still say that you don't think it was really ever in existence, but I think the economics of our situation would really say that we did have subsidy because,
at some point.
Yeah, at some point. Nigeria we just don't have the mass for us to have those things work without the government at some time pushing money behind it. But I always like this kind of an issue to be debated because we can't just put it out there that it's because of some people were making money. Oh, there's no doubt a lot of people became millionaires or billionaires from this subsidy. No doubt about it. But I think that was because it was ill-managed, badly managed. But, for us to say there was no subsidy, I think the government has been subsidizing the dollar from day one and subsidizing fuel from day two. You go to America in the 80s and the American dollar was weaker than the Naira. That's a subsidy. There's no way that could have happened.
Well, as I stated earlier, any subsidy that is not data-driven, because we need to see the data that supports this subsidy that we are talking about. That's the only thing that can convince me.
That's almost non-existent.
Yeah. Yes.
What do you think the new price regime, though? Do you think this new price will actually ensure availability of petroleum products?
It should, but the only concern that I have is that this ceiling, that the cap that they put of 145.
Yeah, just like Prof said.
I did have a very serious issue with that, and I'm hoping that the petroleum minister and all the others involved in the administration should, take a second look at that and remove it to allow for free competition, which will drive the prices down. Some
people actually said that there is this a provision for subsidy in the 2016 budget. Are you aware of that? Was there ever a provision for it? And what would happen if there was? What would happen to that now?
Because of the controversy that trailed the budget that has been going on for a very long time, at a point I got uninterested in looking further. I did not see any provision, but that is not to say that there wasn't. The budget was so corrupted by people who I believe wanted to sabotage the administration.
Yeah, well, let me take you back on that budget thing because you see, Nigeria has really become a real conflict-driven country. Let's look at it. The president submits the budget. What is the first thing we heard about the budget? It got missing. After it got missing,
I think we just feed on chaos.
The president and his supporters said it never got missing.
Okay.
Then the president and his people withdrew the budget. Which one is it? Now, forget all what happened later, the tagging and all that.
Yeah.
But there was something definitely wrong with the process.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, we got to be able to, but like I said, the country has become a conflict-driven place, where, people knock heads in order to almost move forward. Because we all know the budget was submitted, it became lost somewhere, it was withdrawn, it was padded, it was argued, numbers were added and all that. But something, I mean, thank God it has been signed. But, that's the country we live in now. But so how do you see that? Is it all this?
I need some form of clarity on this, though, sir. Why should Nigerians actually not enjoy low petroleum prices as the nation, is like a major oil producer? Because I remember that when this administration, started off, we're hearing news about some refineries, we're under some sort of, I don't know if I could call it refurbishment of some sort. Now we don't even know what's happening. Why should Nigerians not enjoy low petroleum prices? Would it ever happen? Is there a reason why, it's going to continue this way, Mr. Ajaja?
It shouldn't. It is almost, in my opinion, a crime for us to be importing a product that we have in our backyard. And that is why I stated earlier, and I will continue to state, that the whole thing is a fraud. There has been a lot of issues with Nigeria, especially in the petroleum industry. A lot of sabotages. A country that has 2 major refineries that cannot refine enough to serve the domestic use. And now we go outside to import the same thing that we produce. And then some people, a few people, have organized themselves into a gang, to hold the country hostage. There's something wrong. Something is fundamentally wrong.
Let me kind of really answer the question, or at least delve into the question you asked, that why should a country like Nigeria that has oil, why should we have, or why shouldn't we subsidize it because it's ours and all that? But look, it is something I've said since in the 80s. Saudi Arabia has a smaller number in population. They have oil. They can subsidize oil. We have continued to grow. We can't subsidize those things because we're subsidizing what? Consumption. We consume petrol. That's what we're subsidizing. We're not subsidizing the production. The government should be able to subsidize the building of private refineries, neither through smaller, low percentage loans and all that. But what we've been subsidizing is the consumption. And because of our high numbers, we cannot compare ourselves to any other country that has oil. The closest to us per barrel to its population is what? Algeria, which is 1 to 30. We're about 1 to 80. 1 barrel to 80 people.
That's not even close enough.
So it's not even, that's the closest to us. You have Saudi Arabia's 1 to 5, 1 to, and all that. And let's look at one thing. And it's Sanusi that actually said this in 2012. He said the reason we have this problem of gas, is that, look, why would you not bring in gasoline from abroad when every other country that surrounds Nigeria is selling at 150 and we are selling at 80? Look, I'll say this. People are going to say there's nothing I haven't done. I once lifted diesel. I once lifted diesel.
That's a new one, probably.
I had a little contract. I had a classmate that was a PRO in NNPC, and I used to get my weekly allocation. And I used to supply to who? To Cadbury. They were my only clients. I had about 7 trucks a week or something. Let me tell you, every time I went to NNPC in Isolo, I always had people that were offering almost triple the price of my truck in order to take it out of the country to Cameroons and all that. That's what happens. When you look at Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and all those countries that have a smaller number and have oil, they can subsidize because nobody's going to carry oil from petrol from Saudi Arabia to this thing. They are all already subsidized. Not in Nigeria. Every other country around us sells at a high price, and we're selling at a low price. You make more money by taking that one truck. The people will offer me 3 times the price in order to take it to Cameroon.
All right, people. Like I said, this conversation is almost endless. Please do continue. Yes, you can just keep at it, and you can tweet at Prof. You use Twitter, sir?
Yes.
All right, your handle, sir?
At Smart Ajaja.
All right, at Smart Ajaja. You can tweet at him and keep the conversation going. It's still Dawn on NBC. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. When we come back, more stories to share with you, and so much more. Stay with us. Welcome to Trinity.